slowly but surely. It is hard work. I'm tired. I need a cup of tea. My eyes are itchy. Don't know why, but I'm going to get myself a cup of tea and then sit down, consider how I'm going to organize the pots, because I don't really want them back where they were. I want that space clear. So the question becomes whether or not I change up this side and make it full plant area, encroach on the grass space a bit, and just leave enough for the table and chairs, or just keep this side table and chairs and then have a oasis of garden this end, since we keep moving the table to this side anyway. But you can see I'm tired, aren't I? So yeah, I'm going to make a cup of tea and have something to eat. Time is 12:53, and then I'll come back and think through, because I've still got quite a bit to do. Let me show you. As I was saying, don't want anything back there, although I've killed off the grass with the constant covering with hedge trimmings. But if I'm going to get someone to come and do that hedge, I need to keep that space clear. So going this way, the only things that will remain will be my compost bins on that end. And then on this side here, I have to tidy and clear pots, put some pots in the back garden. This is just rubbish which will need to be moved. And this area will be tidy as well. So at the most I'll have pots along there joining up with this area here. So going from here, going that way to the end there where the water bath is, but nothing from there going this way until the compost bins, and then nothing after the compost bins. So that's the plan. It's a long day plan, and tomorrow I'm working despite the fact that it's a bank holiday. So why do I do these things to myself? Why do I do these things? Hey, who does that? Who does that to themselves? Anyway, let me get on. Just recorded and then realized it was slow-mo, so I'm going to start again. So as I was saying, I don't want anything back here. It creates havoc when it comes to mowing the lawn and doing the hedge. Inconveniencing, not acceptable as part of life. Over here, we've got a composting corner. So the composting corner will stay, but everything else will go. And I'll work out how I do it. This space here next to this hedge here is also going to stay clear, but I need to organize the pots, decide what's staying up front, what's going. This area here is going to extend from here to there, to where the water bath is, and that will be it. That will be a growing space. So I'll have to make it work. And then on this side, I need to be able to access these pots from both sides, so I cannot add anything there. However, I might be able to move this grey container, which is just a storage container, move it out of the way, and then I can put a couple of plants there. Probably that big aubergine plant can go there next to the tomatoes. And I need to prune it as well, because it's the only one that has not produced. In fact, this is the aubergine plant I'll move to there, because that one has actually done absolutely gorgeous. It's got a massive big aubergine on there, which I'm going to keep for my parents, because my mum was like, just take one off and freeze it for us. Let me actually show it to you. Hold on. Okay, so you see that? It's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to harvest it and freeze it. This one is starting to put on a bit of color, despite the fact that it was eaten to the core. It seems to be doing fine there. So yeah, so these guys I'm going to move and put closer to the tomato plants, and then this whole area will be clear. But first we need to go make a cup of tea. And this guy here keeps coming back into my garden. I've told them to stay out of my garden. Ew. You know, slugs make me nauseous, so I don't like handling them. Go away. Oh well. If it dares, it keeps trying to come back to where the beans are, but we're not doing that. I need to work out how to support this friend of mine because they've grown beyond the size of the pot and now are leaning out all over. And I still have tomatoes to harvest, loads of tomatoes to harvest. So let me make a cup of tea, sit down for a moment, or have an electrolyte drink, and then I'll think about what to do next. But at the moment, the chaos that this space is needs to be sorted. Have you ever felt overwhelmed? Because right now that is what I feel. I'm moving stuff, but I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. I have got somewhere because all this stuff has been moved now. Hold on 2 seconds, there's a delivery coming, so I need to stop talking about it. As I was saying, I've done a bit. I ate something, had a cup of tea, and then restarted. So as you can see, this space is going to be like this. This chair won't be here. This pot is not meant to be there. I'm so knackered. Okay, I'll do it. I have to get it done. So I need to move these guys out of the way so I can mow this space, and then they can go just there next to the hedge on that side. That should be fine because I don't like the gardeners cutting that end because they always end up cutting the wire. So I do that end. I don't let anyone go there. And I'm going to chainsaw part of that bit so it remains open with no plant near it. And then work this way. I'm going to get this paper shredded in with the grass. It will create part of the carbon, so I'm not worried about it. And once this space is mowed, I don't know what to do with this. It's my compost from the clearing of the garden last year, but I feel like it's ready to be changed over into something else. But unless I open that and put it in there, I don't have much space to put it in. So I'll have to think how I manage it and deal with it. I'll see whether or not I've got any empty compost bags, because then it can go in there. So I'm going to hoover all these. I'm going to top up that where the sunflowers were. I've taken them down. I'm going to shred them and compost them. This is a bin in which there's compost stuff layered all the way through, so that can sit over there in the compost corner. The other bin in the back is not fully full, so that can have some bits and pieces. I'm talking a lot. I need to get on and do things. I am just so knackered now. Had a bit of help, but there's still a lot to be done. And this teaches me I have to learn to put things back as I do them, rather than leaving them hanging about. I need to learn to put things away, because if I put things away, I would not be in this position that I'm in right now. Stressed and tired, exhausted, because you can't organize clutter. Although most of this is not clutter, it's gardening stuff. So she says, but it is stuff I use for gardening at different stages. You use different things, but there's certain things that I have too much of, and those can go have too many pots. Although when it comes to the time when we're sowing, I can never find them. You always find them afterwards, don't you? So yeah, so that's that. These are good for transitioning plants that need a bit more space, so they have to be kept. I just have to make sure that I've moved all the plastic out of the way, so that when I come with the mower, I'll be able to mow without worry about what's underneath. See, it's like once you transplant a plant, you forget about the pot until you need it again, and then you can't find it. So let's do this. I'm going to set you up on the stand and I'll get going. Rain keeps threatening like it did yesterday, so I am a little bit wary because yesterday I got totally and completely soaked through, and I mean very, very soaked through. So I'm trying to avoid this again, but if I get soaked through, I will leave everything as it is and just soak for about 5 minutes. Okay, let me set you up and get going. Perfect is the enemy of good enough. This is pretty decent. It can do for now. That's just rubbish over there, which needs to go into bags, and then I need to book in to go to the dump to clear it. Over here, I've organized those areas in order that we can actually have a planting area here, this corner, and then this space will remain empty. I'm tired. Very, very tired. I just got this little bit here to mow, just along here, and then I'll be done, and then I can call it quits for the day. I'll take the cuttings to the allotment now and just put them onto my path to suppress weeds, and that will be it. I'll be done for the day. I am so knackered, honestly. You don't know how tired. You probably do. Those of you who do gardening know how tired I am. And yet I keep looking at the path and I want to get it re-edged properly, because what happens is the grass grows into the stones. I dug those stones in and created the path about a few months after we moved in, because there was no path to the door and it was totally and completely muddy in the winter, to the point that you'd end up with a lot of mud in the house. So I bought these paving stones and put them in and organized them the way I did. So now what I want to do is I want to cut around them. It would be quite soothing, so maybe I should do that before I finish off that side. What do you think? Instead of being mad, this just as well I did this in 2 parts, so anyone who's totally and completely bored by this has already switched off. But I actually like to see what I have achieved after a lot of hard work. So for me, this is really, really good. So yeah, so I'm going to get a small blade and start cutting. Let's do it. I'll put you on fast. Time lapse again. Sorry. Despite the fact that I was covering up what I was doing, you can actually see the difference. Hold on, there's one bit. It's actually fine. I thought I hadn't done it. So next time I'll finish the top end where the bag is. But for now, I'm just going to mow the rest of it, pull it up. Some of it I've put up top there so that it can actually start to take, maybe, because it's healthy grass, so it can cover up those spaces. So I'm going to put those bits down there and hope that they will root down and seek to grow down into that area and cover it with grass again. I'll probably also get some grass seed and cover that space with it. But yeah, I'm nearly there. It's good. It is very good. We're nearly done now. Last leg. Come on, Stella, we can do this. We look good. I am pleased. I am happy. I am content. Right, so I'm just going to get the rubbish, take it to the allotment, and then that will be me done for the day. I'll have a soak, now I'll have a shower so I can get out and relax. Going to relax, have a glass of wine, probably eat something else, have more of that electrolyte drink, because that's what has gotten me through. Because it's a wonderful thing, electrolytes, huh? They help you get the energy to the muscles. That's why I was feeling so awful, because once I took the electrolyte drinks, I felt so much better. Okay, I hope you're still here, and I hope you haven't gotten too bored by my rumblings, but oh, it looks good. It looks very good. I'll just get Mister to come and put the chairs out nicely so that when I come back, I'll be able to sit down in them and enjoy the space. All right, you have a good day or week, because tomorrow is a bank holiday here, but I'm going to be working. So tomorrow will be a day for harvesting. I hope I'm not leaving it too late, but I am too tired to do any harvesting today. So tomorrow will be harvesting day. Okay, have a good day, everyone. Ciao. On several occasions today, I've told you how tired I am, how exhausted I am, how I can't do anymore. And yet, as I finish one thing, I suddenly find the energy to do something else. So the question becomes, what is tired? What do I mean when I say I am tired? Because I've just brought all my cuttings down here, and I am going to put them on the paths to suppress weeds, put them underneath the raspberries, and then in addition to that, we have a bit of harvesting to do. So I had to get my husband to help me get this into the car. And poor man, he's got a backache. And I come here and I find success and disaster. Success is the aubergines are still surviving despite the fact that they look like they were dying. They just needed water, and they're getting plenty of that since we had a lot of rain yesterday. I've got plenty of French beans to harvest. Oh God, and I've forgotten the harvesting trough in the car. But the bad news is we have a casualty. These were so big they broke off the plant, but they had started ripening. So because they had started ripening, I'm going to take them home and sit them on a windowsill and hope that they will ripen. So I've got one left on here and as you can see, it's rather big. So there's that. And then I decided to have a look at my beetroot, and we've got a few in there that need harvesting as well. So beetroot needs harvesting, aubergine needs harvesting, tomatoes, I can't see any red on this side, I can see orange on the other side. Those are the what's it called, those gold ones, like the one at home. Oh Lord, I was thinking, do I even have the energy to try and lift what's underneath and add more soil to this? But the answer is no, I can't. Had I done it whilst they were young, I could have added more soil to them and they would have continued to grow well. I took one corn home, as you saw on my part 1, and it was fine. I have a lot of raspberries to harvest, as you can see. Lots and lots of raspberries to harvest, and I'll harvest them, and my sister has agreed that she'll make herself some jam. So harvest, wash, and then put them in the freezer for her, because they're actually starting to fall on the ground. That's how many there are. There are a few French beans on here which need harvesting. And then if we go this way, curly kale. My daughter wants some curly kale, so I'll ring and ask her whether she wants to eat it today. There is some broccoli that needs harvesting. Some of it has almost started to blow, so I need to get it out of there. Sprouting broccoli. The kaleets are doing okay, but they probably need a bit more space now. And there, I just gave away 2 courgettes yesterday. There's 2 courgettes in here to harvest, so they need to be harvested as well. The green courgette plant looks like it's having a breather before it starts killing me again with produce. This really I need to tie up, but I didn't bring string, so I can't do that today. But soon there will be tomatoes in there to harvest, and there's loads of tomatoes all over. Okay, so first I'll put down the mulch, then I'll go, let me go get the trough for harvesting, because once I get started with harvesting, I don't want to stop. Oh no. Oh yeah, let me show you. My pumpkin is doing absolutely beautiful. Crown Prince, I've got a few of these and they're doing absolutely gorgeous. The question with this one is the cow is still alive, the nearest cow to it. The pumpkin is still alive, so I'm not harvesting it yet. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the uchikuris, and I've got 3 Crown Prince. And then over here is another Crown Prince, and with this one, once I get one pumpkin growing, I will cut off the tip and let it focus on the one. Here the French beans have started as well, so we've got quite a few in there to harvest, as you can see, and they're a lot longer. I don't know if you can actually see them because I can't see because of the sun, so we've got quite a bit to harvest. It looks beautiful though. It's actually re-energized me, despite the fact that all I want to do is go home and sit. Oh, there's another Crown Prince here. Don't think that will grow much bigger. Okay, let's get down. I'm not recording it, I'm just doing what needs to be done, so you'll see it at the end. There's still quite a few raspberries left and some that are yet to ripen, but I think I'm done for today. It's too many. Started off with the smaller container, and then I had to change it out for this one because there were too many, isn't it? So now I need to sieve them, add more cold water to wash them again, and then they'll be ready for freezing. We're starting here at the back of the plot. This is round 3 from this plant, so probably soon it'll be done. I think after this I can pull it out and compost it. But we've got more plants just starting, so it's not a problem at all. It's like this is the overplanted bed, which I filled with a lot of stuff because I could. See, look at these. I'm trying to pull out some of these carrots to thin them, but they're so tightly tied into there. Let me pull these beans out because they're no longer needed. I can't get to it. So let's see. Hold on. See? There we go. So we can thin them out a little bit and take these to the... come on. They're so tightly packed in. I think they're wrapping around each other. See? I'll take these to the guinea pigs, but I need one that has a bit of top to it because they do like their carrot top in addition to the carrots themselves. So I need to try and... there we go. Okay, so these 3. Okay, fair is fair. I need to get another one for with the carrot tops. Will be for the guinea pigs, so they can go down this end. They don't need to be cleaned because they'll like them like this. Okay. Right, the woodlouse needs to leave the allotment. It needs to leave this space. I'll let it get out of there itself. Right, let's go to the other side and carry on harvesting. Oh dear. It's too many carrots. I planted too many carrots, too close together. But they're already forming, aren't they? So it's not the end of the world. Let's leave the beans there to muffle the smell of them, so that we don't get what's it called? Rabbits jumping up here to eat the carrots. Hold on. Okay, let's pull one of these because it's quite big. So, don't know if I can get to it and get you to see as well. Let's see. Let me pull it back a bit. Yeah, that's better. So let's throw this. I didn't think these were ready. Oh my gosh. It's pulling the young one with it. I need to try and get it without getting the other one. Sorry. That's a good size. Very good size. I wonder if guinea pigs eat beetroot leaves. So, I managed to pull an onion as well at the same time. So it wants to come home. So let's put that there. I'll take the guinea pigs some of these leaves because they look very good and see whether they'll eat them. I wonder if we should pull a second. I've never tried this beetroot. This is the first time I'm going to try them. Oh, look at this. Oh, okay. May as well come. Okay, we need to cover that back up. Yeah, the others need to grow more. So let's leave them for now. Okay, let's check these ones here. See whether oh yeah, there is one that looks ready to be pulled. This one here. I don't know if you can see. Yeah. I'm going to try and pull it without pulling the others. I only put 4 per section. 2 have come. I may as well get them both. Yeah. Okay, there we go. A red one and an orange one. Okay. Time to finally, oh my gosh, just like that, my drink leaked out, all of it. I've none left. I was about to have a drink. Right, that means I'm just going to put this stuff down between to mulch, and then that's it. I'm done. I'm not doing anymore. I'll go home and have a drink there. I was going to have a nice cup of tea. I'd made it for myself, and then it is not to be. So time to go. After I've done this, I think I'm finally done. I've got I'd almost forgotten the courgette and the broccoli, so that is coming home with me. And we need to get the water out of the raspberries which are sat there. So let me do that now. It is a gorgeous basket of harvest. Hold on, let's do this like that. And then there we go. Can't even get it all in the frame, can I? Very nice indeed. There we are. Now we sit down to eat our lovely meal. Garden, gorgeous. Tomatoes, beautiful. And a lovely dinner plate. Yum, yum, yum. Stella's going to sit down and enjoy the garden with a nice meal in front of her. I just need to go get my knife and then I'll get started. Check this out.